Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. I'm your host, Luqman Shadrack. Thanks for joining us on Channel 347. Also on our live stream, www.hilal.tv. We're days away from our elections 2024, and as part of our service to the community, we invite various political parties into studio or via Zoom. We connect with them wherever they are in the world, and we try and do a catch-up, but also to inform you, our dear viewer, so that you can make the right decision when casting your vote on the 29th, inshallah. One such party is the revolution, or the Azanian peaceful revolution, and we'd like to welcome back. I had him on a couple of months ago, Brother Riyaad, the Nubian Queen. Assalamu alaikum. Are you well, my brother?
I am well. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure and an honor.
Jazakallah so much for affording me your time. I know that you're very busy at this time, just days away from our 2024 elections. But for those that don't know too much about the peaceful revolution, Azania peaceful revolution, tell us a bit more, some history, some background. How did this all come together?
For those who are not familiar, we come from the lockdown. So I was, a social activist against the brutality of the lockdown. So that is where it basically comes from. And the idea of peaceful revolution is that, the lockdown proved that our freedoms can be taken away at any time. Mm-hmm. And besides that as well, I am of the view that our country is not fully free. We don't have full control of our country, our economy, etc. And the people don't feel free as well. Yeah. So the idea of peaceful revolution is to see how we can free our people, starting with them themselves, changing the way they think and feel so that they can attain freedom there. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there are certain things in our society that we need to change that is shackling us and that is depriving us of freedom.
Yeah. Having that mindset, it's very interesting that you mentioned those words. That mindset of freeing your thinking, freeing the way you behave in yourself, your family, your community, therein lies some of our solutions going forward as well. As a political party, and I know quite a few political parties have given out their mandate with regards to what they intend doing better going forward. What are some of the key points that you and your party are going to be focusing on?
Well, what is important, as I said, is we are of the view that our state is captured. We have the view that we don't have full power over our country. For example, the Reserve Bank is a private entity, and it can change interest rates at will. Mm-hmm. And this change of interest rates has an impact on the entire economy. And such changes that the Reserve Bank does, it does not have to consult widely. And it cannot be held responsible for the decisions that it makes. And so these are some of the issues that we want to focus on. Mm-hmm. The problems of poverty in our country and crime and these things, they are systematic problems. Mm-hmm. Many of these we've inherited from apartheid, and it still continues. And why is it not changing? Because they are systematic problems, and that is why we believe we should change the system. And that is why we believe we should, advance a revolution of the system in a peaceful way. This is what we are advancing in our manifesto to reform the Reserve Bank, to reform our mining and mineral extraction in our country. To also look at the impact of open borders having on our country as far as crime and all of these things are concerned. So that is what we want to look at comprehensively. But the most important thing is our country is captured, and unless we deal with the capture, we won't be able to change the system that is ultimately responsible for the suffering of our people, because the suffering is systematic, or cause of that system.
Yeah. What is the party structure made up of? Is it yourself, and how many other people are in the party at the moment?
We've got obviously myself and the NEC, and we have structures in Johannesburg. We have structures in KwaZulu-Natal, in Cape Town, in the Northern Cape. These are all the areas that we have very good representation. Most recently, I am here in Cape Town, where we have very good structures developed, many leaders that we have in the organization, members and supporters, and great visibility. So yes, we are a growing organization. We are not in all the 9 provinces, but in the main provinces, we do have representation.
Yeah. Do you find that the challenges that you face, is it the same throughout the country? Do you find it differs from province to province? And what is your means and how you're going to target and remedy some of those challenges?
You mean the challenges relating to the party or to the people of South Africa?
To the people of South Africa, brother.
Oh, yes. So look, in South Africa is we're still largely a separated or segregated society. So in each of our different provinces, within them you find different stratas of our society. In the main, our people are poor regardless of which province they come from and regardless of which tribe affiliation they have. And the poverty of our people is, like I said, symptomatic. Our people are being exploited. If you go in the Western Cape, we have beautiful tourism. We've got a beautiful coastline. They're some of the most highly valued properties in the world. But our people are systematically excluded from this. Our people are staying in the squatter camps, in the gang-ridden areas, etc. The Eastern Cape, you have a very same scenario, the beauty that we have there and the poverty of the people. In Johannesburg, here was the stage of gold extraction. This is the financial hub in Africa, very sophisticated society. But this is also the place of some of the most ugliest squatter camps and poverty that you've seen. And the same situation is in KwaZulu-Natal. So yes, the problem of South Africa, yes, we have our different tribes, etc., but the differences between them are, especially the strife between them, is artificial and created. Our people are living in a common condition of poverty in a very rich and prosperous country.
Yeah. Knowing these challenges that our community face on a daily basis, have you and your party engaged with national government or even local municipalities on how to better these conditions?
Yes, we have. I mean, part of my activism during the lockdown was to try, and I've engaged the presidency, informed the presidency that the lockdown that amounts to mass medical experimentation on our people with the vaccinations, etc. I engage them in a friendly manner to write letters of advice, warning, ask, access to information. Then, unfortunately, had to go to court, etc. So yes, we've engaged them, but you see, the problem is that our government has got they are controlled by vested interests. If you look at the current election campaigning, you see the amount of posters that are on the street polls. And this requires huge finance, especially some of the parties that have so many posters everywhere, such advertising on TV. And so the amount of money that is poured into these parties cause them, when they are in power, to pursue the vested interest instead of the interest of the people of South Africa. And then they are unfortunately not open to reason or pressure that I have tried to put on them. The only thing that can change them is for the people of South Africa to realize the captured state of our country and engage in a peaceful revolution to take it away from those that have captured it.
Yeah, I think therein lies where a collective approach needs to happen, a collective approach from communities and from politicians as well. So we're looking at quite a few coalitions post the elections?
Yes, I do think so. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. In fact, I think it's a daunting prospect. I think we will have instability. I just want you to consider the ANC at one stage had a 2/3 majority. And look at the poor government we got from the ANC, indecision, changing of policies. And the ANC is implementing things that are blatantly contrary to the best interest of the people of South Africa. And now imagine a government that does not have those 2/3 majority that the ANC has, a government that does not even have a majority. It's going to be a chaos, unfortunately. That's how I see it. And I think our people are going to be very frustrated after the elections. And I hope that they are, still open to the possibility of arriving at a peaceful revolution and not turn into violence and chaos. So yes, there will be coalitions, but I don't think it's going to be good for the country.
Yeah, I think that's the buzzword at the moment, coalitions, and the smaller parties, especially independents, that will be running in the next elections are hoping to muster some of that vote when it comes to, putting together their resources and then taking it to national government as well. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we chat a bit more to Brother Riyaad Maarman, who is part of the Peaceful Revolution and the Anazia Peaceful Revolution political party. And we're doing a catch up, but more importantly, finding out about his thoughts about some of the big guys, the big parties right now, where we as the community need to be aware of some of the challenges that we're going to be facing even post-election as well. Do join us after the break. We continue with this conversation with Brother Riyaad. You are still watching Hilaal Live.